Remember, speed and aggression, gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Beast bringing you another little Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. And I know it's the 4th of July, and I said I was going to be kind of busy, but plans got kind of canceled just because of all the rain. You guys probably understand how it's been pretty rainy these past few days, especially where I live. Around Tennessee, it's been nothing but rain the past few days, and it's been just really ugly weather. Not really a fan of it, but it's whatever. You gotta change your plans, gotta adapt, and do all that good stuff. But if you could tell by the title of this video, this is actually a pretty messed up subject, in my opinion. So I saw this video and I heard about it a little bit on Twitter. Wings of Redemption, for those of you who don't know, which most of you've probably heard of him. He's a really cool commentator. I like him a lot. I've been watching his videos since he first started World at War, so that's been a really long time. I think that was actually some of his first few commentaries he's done. But anyway, nonetheless, I watched a video from him, and he was talking about the California police, excuse me, guys, that have been going around. This video is extremely viral, and I'll go ahead and link his video on the left and the police dog shooting video on the right, or I'll put them up on the screen. You'll see where they're at. And you guys can go check those out. It'll open in a new window, so you can go ahead and pause it and let it load and do all of its, do whatever it has to do. So you can come back to my video and kind of hear my opinions and thoughts about it. But I want to go ahead and give my opinions and thoughts about it. I'm not doing this for views, guys. If I honestly did this crap for views and all that, I would monetize my videos, which I don't, and you would know that I would because I would obviously have ads on my videos. I don't do that. That's not cool. I don't take subjects that are, I guess you can say, extremely viral, popular, etc., and I don't take that and, I guess you can say, exploit it per se. I don't like doing that. But I just felt that I needed to give my opinion about this because this really did bother me, and it I guess leads for a bunch of questions that are unanswered, I guess you can say, about, I guess, the police in California, how some of the laws should be, I guess, redirected, and all that other stuff. Now, I'm not really political, and I don't really know much about laws, and we know where all that goes and stuff, of course, because I don't really, have any friends or anything that I really know of that are police officers, and I don't really like studying stuff like that, because it just, really doesn't interest me that much. But with the police and all that in California, and in this video, apparently there was some kind of police investigation going on. If you see in the video, there was like a SWAT van or something, and then there was quite a bit of police cars, and I don't exactly know what that was for. The event that I guess occurred was a pretty big deal, and it was in a I guess pretty populated neighborhood. You see people all around their houses and stuff with their cameras and their phones out that are recording and doing all that, maybe taking some pictures and doing whatever. Of course, you're going to expect that when you're in a pretty populated neighborhood. I mean, if you see a SWAT van pull up in your neighborhood, wouldn't you want to go and investigate it? I'm pretty sure I would, at least try and figure out what the heck's going on, because that's some pretty serious stuff, or at least it seems like it anyway. Like I said, that's just like, I mean, come on now, really? You see like 5 or 6 police cars, and then you see like a SWAT van? Really? You wouldn't want to go investigate that? So, cops should kind of understand that, most likely people are going to come and check it out and see what's going on. But there's this one particular individual, and I think the people that were filming behind him, I think they were behind him. You can see his like little mini van car. I forgot what they're called, but you'll see it. It's that black vehicle, and he has. And I don't remember, but I think he was like playing music pretty loud. I don't exactly remember. That's beside the point. People play their music loud all the time. It's not, in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal, especially if you don't have a lot of bass and stuff in your speakers. And it's really not that disturbing. But that was beside the point. I mean, he was walking up and filming, and he was getting closer than usually, I guess, everybody else was, because most of the people, they were staying behind their vehicles, or they were staying, I guess, in their property lines or whatever. But he was walking around near the police cars to a certain extent, but he was only like about 20 feet at the most closer than the majority of the people that were watching, which, then again, maybe he shouldn't have been that close. But at the same time, it is kind of a public street, and he was just walking his dog, at least from what the video first started showing. Now, at this point, I'm not defending anybody at this point. I don't want you guys to think, oh, you're already defending him, or you're already defending blah, blah, blah. I'll get into that in a minute. But, he's just, at first, you see in the video, he's just walking his Rottweiler. And for those of you who obviously you can tell, it's a pretty big dog. Most of the time, Rottweilers are really friendly dogs. I've encountered some aggressive dogs in my life, but at the same time, just because it's a certain breed of a dog doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be an aggressive dog. I mean, I've dealt with German Shepherds that are pretty aggressive. I've dealt with pit bulls that are nice as can be. I've dealt with pit bulls that can be mean as can be. It goes both ways. It just depends on Well, there's a lot of factors that contribute to it, but I mean, I think that has to do somewhat with the owner and how the dog was treated in its previous, I guess, its earlier parts of life. But it's nonetheless the dog. It's not going to really do anything. There was already like 3 or 4 police officers in the scene, as you can see in the camera. But the guy had said something to the police officers. You know, there was 2 of them just, you know, pretty far away from him. I'd say about a good 40 or 50 feet away from him. He was on the corner of the sidewalk, and you can clearly see it in the video. I'm just kind of pointing out the obvious here. He was on the corner of the sidewalk, like I said, just letting his dog use the restroom and stuff. And I guess he had said like some stuff to the cops that they didn't take too kindly. I guess you can say. I'm not going to repeat it, but you know, because I don't exactly know what he said, I don't want to get any mixed words up in here. But you know, he said some stuff to the cops. They didn't take kindly to it. So they walked over to confront him, and I don't exactly know why, but they handcuffed him and I guess detained him for some reason. And I think they went overboard by a long shot because one of the cops had an MP5 out. And I understand there was a SWAT truck, but come on now. He took the MP5 out. He didn't already have it equipped as far as I could tell. He took it out for some reason. I guess he was patting the guy down and stuff. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, before this happened, he actually put his dog back up in the back seat of his little car or whatever. So the dog, you know, should have been, you know, locked up, it seemed like, but you know, the windows were rolled down just enough to where the dog could get out. I guess the guy, I don't know if he realized that the dog could get out or not. The window closer to the camera on the left side of the vehicle was actually rolled up enough to where I don't think the dog would have got out, but the one on the right where he actually did escape, it must have been down all the way, because that's a pretty big dog to get out of a little bitty car like that. So the dog got out after he saw that his owner was being roughhoused, you know, and I mean, I consider it being roughhoused. I mean, the guy was like, I mean, really, there was like 3 or 4 cops around him. You only need 1 cop to put handcuffs on a guy, the last time I checked, but apparently they think overkill is the way to go in California, at least in these cops' minds. But you know, got an MP5 out there. I mean, he didn't obviously shoot the guy or anything, but you know, I mean, the dog was just trying to protect his owner, and the dog started barking at first, and then the cops were just sitting there continuing doing their business, patting him down. The dog got out of the car. He walked over and he started like barking a little bit at him. He was standing a little bit away from the cops. They backed up a little bit like, whoa, you know, this is a pretty big dog. And then the dog started sniffing the area, I guess, where they were previously standing. And then the cop, I guess, it looked like he was trying to reach for the dog's leash or whatever, the little runner that he was on. And the dog obviously got mad, so he started snapping at the owner, or not the owner, the cops. And they, you know, they didn't like that, so then they backed up. And then when he went to sniff another part of the ground where he wasn't looking at them, they went and tried to grab at it again. Now, I'm just going to say this right now. You should know better than to try and grab at a dog that's already suspicious of you or doesn't seem like he really likes your presence. You should know that as a cop by now. You should be experienced with dogs that are this circumstance. I just don't think it's not smart. And what they did was the dog lunged at him again, and the dog basically almost put his paws up on the officer because he was basically saying, hey, get back, Jack, you know, and I think the officer shot him like 4 or 5 times. I mean, I honestly think there was many other circumstances, I mean, not circumstances, precautions that he could have took to do that. I'm pretty sure most cops have a taser on them and pepper spray of some sort. He could have pulled out the pepper spray and pepper spray the dog. He could have did the same thing with the taser. I mean, there's plenty of things that I think he did wrong here, and I don't know. It just really bothers me that cops can do this and think they can just, I don't know, get away with it. It's not cool, man. And also, Wing had said in the video, too, that the cop that actually shot the dog, had already been, I guess, accused or whatever for being aggressive already, overly aggressive, and I guess overreacting. And my take on enforcers, I don't think every cop is bad. There's obviously good and bad cops. That's, I guess, where the saying comes from, the good cop, bad cop role. But that's not even being a bad cop. That's just failing to do your job. I mean, our taxes go to these people. And don't get me wrong, there's cops that do their job correctly. There is plenty of them that do their job properly. But at the same time, you have cops like this that just want to show dominance. I honestly think it was mainly to show dominance. I'm not just saying that because I actually like animals a lot. I mean, yeah, I like animals. You know, animals are awesome. They're basically your friend away from another human being to interact with. You know, they're really cool. And, you know, they can do all kinds of cool stuff with you and be interactive and be your companion for life. You know, whatever. But I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I don't get how you can shoot a dog that many times. The guy obviously, like I said, there was like at least 3 or 4 cops, and they could have properly detained the dog without killing the dog. And then I know a lot of people are thinking, well, he shot him too many times, and yeah, and a lot of people can also argue that he did it out of being frightened or scared. So some people don't even realize how many times they shoot. But seriously though, what was going through that guy's mind when he pulled his gun out on the dog? I honestly think that his gun may have already been out. I might have to go back and rewatch the video to kind of get a better. I have to go back and watch again. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times, but the point is, I don't think that was necessary. That was way too overboard. And I mean, Winnie's even said that the guy may not even get any penalty for that. I'm not exactly for sure. I mean, I honestly hope the guy does get a penalty for that, because apparently he's already done overly aggressive duties as a cop, and he's failing to do his job. He's obviously not doing his job properly. I mean, he's failing to do that, and that's what really pisses me off, is that it makes all the cops look bad for cops that do this. It's really stupid, and I don't think that he was clearly thinking whenever he actually executed the dog. I don't know. I mean, feel free to leave your opinions down below, especially after you watch the video. If you want to come back and comment, feel free to. I would love to hear your guys' opinions about it, and I know this isn't obviously the best subject matter. It's really messed up, and it is a really messed up story, and I'm sure a lot of you are ticked off as much as I am about it. But I just don't find it right in any way what the guy did, and it really frustrates me, because it does make all the cops look bad now that he did that. So, like I said, feel free to comment down below what your opinions are about it. Like I said, I'll pop the links on other videos on the screen again. Go ahead and do it right now so you guys can do that and check it out. But anyways, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. I hope you have an awesome 4th of July. And, of course, guys, I will see you in the next one.